fired up. The Pirates on a roll. They've won 6 of 7, 7 of 9, and it does seem like Josh Harrison has led the way as the Pirates are now 2 games over 500. They look to make it 3 straight over the New York Mets in this 4-game series. Afternoon baseball from PNC Park, and it is a gorgeous day for baseball. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk, and the Pirates welcome back Garrett Cole to the rotation. He was out for a time, about 2.5 weeks, Bob, and it'll be nice to have Garrett Cole, who was seen almost as the staff ace for a time at the beginning of this year, have him back in the rotation.
Well, I think everybody still considers him the ace or knows that he will become the ace of this team, and that's the way he is looked at by just about everybody. I think the fans, his teammates, and even though the team is really clicking right now, playing some great baseball, it is a great feeling to have Cole back and just thinking, this could even get better from this point on. He really is one of the better pitchers in the National League.
It's a shame they had to send Brandon Compton down. Unfortunately, Compton, like Jeff Locke, has options, but he'll certainly be back. And what a job he did. What a job the rotation has done. Look over the last 9 games, just phenomenal numbers.
There are so many teams that would love to be 6 or 7 deep, really, like the Pirates are. It just doesn't happen, and I think the Pirates are very fortunate to be in a situation where they have to send people like Brandon Compton down. I mean, that tells you exactly how good things are right now. Things change fast.
Talk about fast. Josh Harrison, he's everywhere. What does he have in store for us today? Well, we know that he'll be out in left field batting 5th, and we'll give you the rest of the starting lineup as Garrett Cole will take the hill. Josh Harrison and the Buccos fired up. Ready to take on the Mets coming up next. Sat in the shadows of the bench, waiting for his chance, knowing that someday this city, this team would need him. When that chance came and the spotlight shined upon him, a hero wearing black and gold was revealed. Undaunted when the forces of evil surround him, he continues his fight for good. Blessed with a boundless supply of energy and skill, he flies through the air to save the day. His speed leaves his enemies in the dust. Able to stop a speeding bullet, he can defeat his opponent with one powerful swing of his magical club. Josh Harrison continuing to serve the city of Pittsburgh, the Pirates, and their fans for the good of baseball. And it's been good baseball here at PNC Park, and the Josh Harrison banner. Tim DeBacco, the public address announcer, of course, every day, every night, passes along the starting lineups, and without question, Josh Harrison got the biggest round of applause from what looks to be another sellout crowd. Here you see the Pirates are wearing the uniforms, the old Pittsburgh Crawfords, as this is African American Heritage Weekend here at PNC Park, and Garrett Cole returns to the hill. This is the lineup he will be facing. The New York Mets wearing the uniforms of the old Brooklyn Royal Giants. Curtis Granderson leads things off. Then it's Ruben Tejada and Daniel Murphy with Lucas Duda hitting cleanup. Eric Campbell follows. Kirk Neuenhuis is the center fielder. Anthony Recker behind the plate. Jonathan Neese, hits 8. And Eric Young batting 9th for the 5th time this season. And no disrespect to Young, according to the skipper Terry Collins. They're just looking for ways maybe to drive in runs in other ways. Meanwhile, Garrett Cole, did they call it shoulder fatigue? Bob, I got the impression it was shoulder / almost mental fatigue for Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That the word fatigue, it can mean so many different things. Was there some soreness in there at all? And you don't know, but one thing for sure, he was able to get some rest, and I think that should pay off the second half of the season. That you don't have all those innings accumulating, and definitely a power pitcher likes to be able to maintain that fastball, and this should help in that regard. Today I'm hopefully looking for that command. I certainly expect the velocity to be there. Hopefully he's throwing the ball where he needs to, because that is something that is tough to work on when you're trying to rest your shoulder, is the touch on those pitches you have to make.
And the defense behind Garrett Cole. McCutchen in center, Josh Harrison out in left, Starling Marte still not ready with that jammed finger. Gregory Polanco in right, Gabby Sanchez at first, Pedro Alvarez is at third base, Mercer Walker up the middle, Chris Stewart catches today for Garrett Cole. There he is, acknowledging the fans, very popular Josh Harrison. Starling Marte, they tested out that finger again and still not ready. You have to think that ideally Clint Hurdle would have had Marte and left Harrison at third. We have seen Clint Hurdle give Alvarez days off against lefties recently. This ball pulled foul to start the ball game. And get the impression he's trying to get Andrew McCutchen a day off, perhaps as early as tomorrow. So hopefully Marte will be ready tomorrow. Wild unis, aren't they, Bob?
They're royal. I know why they call them the Royal Giants.
The Royal Giants played from 1905 to 1942. An independent team in the National Association in the Eastern Colored League, while the Pittsburgh Crawfords were one of the best teams in the Negro Leagues for many a year in the 1930s. Great Josh Gibson, of course, Cool Papa Bell and others. The Pittsburgh Crawfords. There's a roller to Gabby Sanchez, and one out. Well, Garrett Cole is back. Retires the first man he faces.
They got him on 4 pitches. 3 of them for strikes. That's one of the mantras of the Pirates and what they've been able to do of late, or I guess maybe even a month or so, is being able to get outs early in the count. What Ray Searage loves to see. Throw strikes, get that ball put in play early, keeps your overall pitch count down, so these guys can get into that 7th inning. Ray?
Ruben Tejada takes ball 1. Tejada 1 for 4 last night. 4 for 12 in the season series. The shortstop has a 6-game hitting streak. (2-0). Cole's last start was actually a pretty good one. We kind of raised some eyebrows when it was learned that he would go on the DL, because he looked pretty strong against the Padres in San Diego June the 3rd. He had back-to-back starts out there near his hometown. And is still a very young pitcher. And has to negotiate not only the workload on the field, but also off the field when it comes to tending to family matters and friends. And that can be quite a burden when you go back where you grew up. There's a base hit for Tejada. He extends his streak to 7 straight games. He is on. And those white towels waving again. I heard Robbie Smikowski talk about that the other day. Curtis Granderson started it a couple of weeks ago, and they've recently picked it up. Every time a player gets a hit, they wave the white towel. Danny Murphy at the plate. Murphy 2 for 5 in last night's game. National League hits leader. They are still without, of course, their leader, the true leader, David Wright. He returned to New York today and have an MRI on that sore left shoulder, so he's out the remainder of this series. Terry Collins, it's been an up and down, mostly down season for him. He's trying to keep this team afloat amongst all the distractions. And there's a drive to deep right. It is hooking foul. Murphy flirting with his 7th home run there.
Yeah, not somebody you're really worried about with the long ball. He's a quality hitter. He likes to go the other way with a lot of line drives. So when he turns on one and smacks it like that, I think it really grabs your attention.
Fastball at 98.
Strong, and the command was there. That's right where he meant to throw that ball, and did it at 98 miles an hour. With his target up and in. I don't know how you even get a piece of that. 98,
man. Up
and in out of the strike zone. How'd you foul it off?
Dirt. Chris Stewart playing the day game after the night game, so Russell Martin will be back in there tomorrow, concluding this 4-game series. Day off for the team on Monday. The Diamondbacks are in for 3 starting Tuesday night. One and 2. And lifted to shallow center. McCutchen. And the second out. Old school, huh?
Very much.
Andrew McCutchen. Tribute to the old Negro Leagues. And big day today because Andrew McCutchen bobblehead's given away to the first 25,000 fans.
Kind of a MVP different look with that bobblehead. Hasn't worn a tie.
The look that he had, I guess, when he accepted his MVP award in New York this winter. Lucas Duda with 2 outs and a man aboard, and the shift on against the Mets first baseman. Duda had a 2-run single past a diving Ike Davis in the 4th inning last night. The only 2 runs the Mets would score. Pirates tied it in the bottom of the 4th. They won it on the Josh Harrison double in the bottom of the 11th. So the Pirates have won 6 of their last 7. And a line drive into center field, a base hit. Which runners at first and second. Bucks have won 7 of their last 9 to improve to 2 games over 500. And they have won 3 of the first 5 games in the season series against the Mets. Mets beat the Pirates 2 out of 3 toward the end of May. And Terry Collins, a 65-year-old skipper in his 4th year with the Mets. His team at 36 and 44. And in the National League East, that's good for last place, but only 5.5 back of Atlanta and Washington. So the Pirates a much better record, but they're in a better division. 8 back of the first place Brewers. All one on Eric Campbell.
The Central Division was the toughest last year. It's kind of shaping that way up again.
Off to the right.
A month ago, so I wouldn't have thought that you could get 2 wild card teams out of the Central like we did last year, but
it's starting to look like it's a very good possibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it could definitely happen. The way things are evolving.
Still a long ways to go, though. This is halfway mark for the Pirates. Game number 81 in the 162 game schedule. It was no longer early by any stretch, but still a lot of baseball. Jams Campbell, he fouls it off. Ernesto Frieri came to the ballpark, and the first order of business was to walk into Clint Hurdle's office, the manager's office, early this afternoon, and he was greeted with open arms. Clint Hurdle said, "Great to have you here. You're going to fit in well." And Hurdle will pick his spots in using Frieri initially. Not much will change the back end of the Pirates bullpen, at least for now. Ground ball, and that's a fair ball. And the Mets are going to go out on top early. And a roller just practically dying as it reaches the edge there. That short fence. A double for Eric Campbell, the rookie, filling in at third base for David Wright. 1-0 New York.
Yeah, not hit well at all. Just perfectly placed. These are the kind of things that it's a pitcher you got to realize and say, hey, there's nothing I can really do about that. Try and take the sting out of the bat. A simple ground ball that did almost roll to an absolute stop before it even got to the little corner of the stands.
Campbell getting an opportunity here. The rookie, 8th round pick out of Boston College in 2008, picking up his 8th RBI. Tejada scoring. Duda to third.
And now when things get a little nerve-wracking for a starting pitcher. You've given up a run, but just another scratch single, another well-placed ground ball, and you're going to be down 3. You hate to get in these situations early.
And that is especially true when you are up against a guy like Jonathan Neese. He is on a great run currently. He's opened the season with 15 straight starts without giving up more than 3 earned runs in any start. He needs to put an end to it here. Kirk Neuenhuis at the plate. Two and one. Second career start for Cole against the Mets. Jonathan Neese on the bench. '97 in on him. 2-2.
He's been locating his pitch, I think just fine. I think that Duda was off the end of the bat a little bit. You get the ground ball over the bag. He's not catching much in the way of luck at this point, but I think you're fortunate you get out of this with just a 1 run, if you can.
Too early to ask for the strikeout pitch from Cole. 2-2.
No, I'd definitely take that. And that's what Cole would prefer. You don't want the ball put in play. That way the hitter can't get lucky.
Neuenhuis just 26 at bats on the season. Looks like Garrett Cole is leading that conversation with Stewart.
It could be about what we were just talking. The strikeout is what you'd really prefer in this situation with 2 runners in scoring position, not getting the ball put in play anywhere. What's your best shot at a strikeout?
Nice spoils that fastball. Yeah, they're making him work early. 2.5 weeks after going on the disabled list. Garrett Cole. 88 degrees at game time. Beautiful blue skies here in Pittsburgh. 2-2. Gets away, and that's going to score a run. A wicked bounce off that limestone. 2-0.
Now this was a cross-up. Stewart's looking breaking ball and it got fastball, and it never got touched. Straight to the backstop. Somebody didn't get the sign. Either Stewart wasn't sure what he put down or it wasn't seen right. Watch this ball.
Wow.
Right on by. 97. You have no chance of catching this ball. None. Good example of why it's so hard to hit. So if you don't know it's coming, you can't even catch it. A good thing that was on the outside instead of on the inside, or the umpire would have wore that.
It's now 3-0 New York. Neuenhuis singles home Campbell. A quick 3 for the Mets.
Went off speed pitch. Change up maybe on the 3-2 count. It definitely was right down the middle.
First trip for Ray Searage, first inning, checking in on Cole.
Yeah, this is. I don't think there's anything he's worried about something wrong with him. I think this is okay.
Mentally.
You know, we let's settle down here. We just gave up 3 runs, but there's a ton of baseball to play. We haven't come to hit yet. We got 9 innings to get those 3 runs back, but you got to stop it right now. Stuff looks good. Fastball's got great velocity. Looks like he's locating the fastball pretty well. In that last instance, just do a 3-2 changeup that didn't have enough character to it to get through the main part of the strike zone to the glove.
Anthony Recker, backup catcher, with a fly ball to left center. McCutchen again. Will finally put it away, and that's a long top half of the first. 7 men to the plate, 3 runs in. Pirates have their work cut out for them. Talking with Ray Searage. Gregory Polanco will be leading things off. And the rest of the Pirates lineup brought to you by Toyota. Jordy Mercer hits second in this game. Andrew McCutchen third. Gabby Sanchez at cleanup. Josh Harrison third career walk-off hit last night. Neil Walker is now batting 6th with Pedro Alvarez, Chris Stewart, and Garrett Cole rounding out the starting 9 against A 27-year-old from Defiance, Ohio, Jonathan Neese.
Well, as Greg said, he's one of the tougher left-handers in the league, having a fine season. Got the ERA down well under 3 at 2.78. He won't do a whole lot to help you out. Doesn't walk a lot of guys, just 25 walks. Pretty impressive first half of the season. Pirate hitters will have to be at their best to beat Neese.
One thing the Pirates did do, they battled him back on the 27th of May at Citi Field. Got him out of there after 5 2/3. He ended up giving up only 2 runs on 3 hits. He walked 4. Gregory Polanco.
The walks, I remember his pitches got up there a little bit.
Yeah, pitch count 104 in 5 2/3 innings. So Terry Collins got him out of there. There's that line we talk about. Polanco 0 for 4 last night. Did draw a walk. So he continues to see all these new pitchers in the big leagues. One ball, 2 strikes on Gregory Polanco. He's reached base safely in 16 of his first 17 big league games. Jonathan Neese schools the rookie.
Running the big sweeper, and just 73 miles an hour. Polanco as much out in front of this ball as anything else. It's a learning curve. Every new pitcher he sees, he's got to. I mean, you can watch all the video you want, but you still, there's nothing like getting up there and seeing what is he going to throw you in certain situations. What's it actually look like when you're standing next to the plate? Remember that. You know exactly what that curveball looks like, the speed, how it looks coming out of his hand. What was the count, the game situation that he threw it to him in?
Jordy Mercer had a big 2-run hit last night that tied the game. Two and 1 on Mercer. 2-run single in the bottom of the 4th. Not at the game, up at 2 apiece. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game. And 2 and 2. First time this season that Mercer has hit in the 2nd spot of the order. Neese has pitched well over the years against the Pirates. 5 career starts, 2 and 1, and undefeated at PNC Park. 2 earned runs in 13 innings. Keith Reese. Oh, ricocheted over there by the camera. Well, it doesn't have Robbie over there to protect him. Oh, there Robbie is back there. There he is.
I'm here. But
good job, Robbie. Well done.
Right.
Well done.
Camera guys here.
Yeah, you're tremendous over there.
Yep.
You're Robbie, taking care of those cameramen.
Just doing my job.
Dribbler off the end of the bat. Neese patiently, but then tosses wildly. Now Mercer trying for second, and he'll be there. And now the ball into left field.
Talk about tossing wildly. How about that second throw?
Man.
You're in the dugout watching this, the Met dugout. You're thinking, please, somebody grab the ball and
keep on it
and hold on to it. Quit throwing it around. Now this is the throw that's just like a no look out toward left field somewhere. That one was bad enough. That was kind of a tough one. Look, over his shoulder. Didn't even look. Where's he throwing?
That's a great play. It doesn't cost them anything. That throw does. That'll be a hit and an error.
Yeah, but the other one was funnier to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
That was pretty funny. I don't know what Murphy thought.
Well, it was amazing. It's like, what was he going to do with that?
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen now, 7-game hitting streak.
It was like watching a basketball player try to save a ball from going out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just knock it back into fair territory.
McCutchen 4 for 10 in his career against Nice. Rolls this one to Murphy.
Well, we got sawed off on that one. When you're 3 runs down, you want to chip away a little bit. Getting 1 run here would be big in the overall scheme of things. Just going to take a 2-out base hit now. Gabby in that cleanup spot this afternoon.
Gabby Sanchez, a lot of work against Nice. 6 for 23 with a home run, a .261 average. Lifetime against Jonathan Nice. Broken bat, fly ball to shallow left, and Young will be there. 3-0 Mets after 1.
Newest member of the Pirates bullpen, and he's available for duty today. And I asked him earlier what the last 24 hours have been like for him.
I'm gonna be honest, when they told me that I was traded, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But you know, like this is business. This is business, and this is baseball. One day you're here, next day you're there, and you have to take it as a professional. And now I'm wearing this uniform. I'm gonna do my best for the Pirates, and like I said before, hopefully I fit well here. I get along with everybody and do things good.
You know, the other part of business that he likes, Greg, is being back in the National League. You know, his career started with the San Diego Padres, and the one thing he noted, the travel in the NL Central significantly easier than the travel in the American League West. So that's another thing, another part of the business that Ernesto Frieri is happy about.
And he's back in a real league.
Playing baseball again.
He's playing baseball. National League. So that is good. I understand why he'd be happy to be back playing real baseball.
You know, I was thinking, and I am kind of a traditionalist, maybe they need to get rid of the name National League and just call it the Baseball League.
That's a great idea. I like that.
The Baseball League.
Instead of worrying about the DH and all that stuff, just call the National League the Baseball League and let the American League call itself whatever it wants to.
Exactly.
Strikeout right away of Jonathan Nice, batting 8th. now 1 for 26 at the plate. Now he'll face Eric Young Jr.
You love to see Cole just have a nice quick inning and a little cruise, get a little of that confidence back. You know, after a couple of weeks you've been off, and then your first inning you give up 3 runs. And, he might be kind of knocked back on his heels some.
Eric Young Jr., switch hitter, batting from the left side. 0-1. Oh, and 2 on Young. 3 runs in the first, 4 hits off of Cole.
Yeah, that fastball right where he wanted to. I see nothing wrong with the command right now. Good place for the 0-2 pitch.
Two and 2.
That one not so much. Was trying to bring that one into the zone. It just wouldn't move for him. He started it out a little bit too far away from the strike zone. Again, that one doesn't have the touch command on that. You can see Stewart, before he threw it back to him, kind of put both hands up. So, okay, now just relax a little bit. He overthrew that heater and kind of a little bit of a snap hook to it.
Still 3-2 on Eric Young. He has spent some time on the disabled list himself. Returned the 16th of this month, a hamstring injury. Another 3-2 pitch. And another foul ball. Elvis is here, Bob.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. He's sitting right behind home plate.
Boy, Elvis looks an awful lot like Scott Miller, but I guess I'm wrong. It is Elvis.
No, it's Elvis.
Yeah. He's a classic. A walk to Eric Young. He's certainly a threat to go. Buccos and Mets tomorrow, 1:35 game, but Team Photo Fest between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. You can pose with your favorite Pirate players on the field. Enter the Trib Total Media Gate as early as 10:30 tomorrow morning. For tickets, go to pirates.com. In here early. Expecting a big crowd for Team Photo Fest. Here's Curtis Granderson. Eric Young has 18 steals, caught just twice. There he goes. Taken for a ball. No chance. Stolen base for Young is 19.
Popping up out of the slide by the time that ball arrived. Boy, that was a horrible jump, though, wasn't it? The knee was almost at the top before he took off.
First step and then, yeah.
It looked like he was just frozen about the time the knee got up there.
One and two on Granderson. Remains 1-2 as that fastball was fouled off. Souvenir time. Parrott in the Crawford's uni. 2-2 on Granderson.
You know what I really don't see much is any really chases on the bad breaking ball. Yeah. And I don't know why. There's been a couple of them, like the 0-2 pitch. There wasn't even a little bit of a check swing on that pitch. For whatever reason, they seem to be seeing the breaking ball rather well and they're really fooled by it. Like they know it's coming.
Snatch back there from Cole is
working hard. Look at the pitch total already. 34 in the second inning.
Granderson draws another walk. It's 49 on the year for him. He's second behind Andrew McCutchen for the league lead, and Cole becoming more and more frustrated.
Yeah, early on, you thought he was locating his pitches rather well, but you can see it's starting to not be the case, especially with the fastball that he's been hooking over to his glove side. Some folks moving around in our bullpen. Somebody anticipating maybe having to get up, a little jogging in place, trying to get the blood moving. When you're in the bullpen, you know what area of the game you're likely to be, called to action in.
So the guys right now, Pimentel and Gomez,
they're kind of moving around. Yeah, you might see them in little stretches now and then.
Pimentel moments ago was up and starting to walk around.
Right, he went through that door. I don't know what's back there.
Ball to strike on Tejada. He's back. Pimentel. Tejada singled and scored last inning. Runners break. Fouled off to the right. Speed on the bases. Young at second. Granderson at first. They took off. 1-2.
Yeah, playing a little hit and run. When you have somebody that you think is going to be around the plate, that you're going to be able to protect, get a bat on the baseball, that's when you want to hit and run off those guys. And even though right now you see Cole being a little wilder than we had liked, he's still around the plate. He's not missing by so much to where you're not going to be able to at least foul a ball off.
And they go again. Foul tip. Strikeout, no throw down. And a second strikeout for Cole. Double steal.
Like Snyder was going to throw and changed his mind.
Stewart thought about it.
But now you're in one of those dangerous positions again because of that steal. There's two guys out there. A base hit makes it a 5-0 ball game, and you got one of the guys in the league that are very good at getting base hits at the plate.
Murphy fly to center field in the first. 51 pitches. A laboring effort. First one back off the DL. He had won 3 straight decisions before landing on the disabled list. Back-to-back wins out west against the Dodgers and Padres. Before that, here at PNC Park, he beat the Nationals. And this is trouble. This will score 2 more, and it's 5-0 New York.
A double steal cost him another couple of runs.
Daniel Murphy, 2-run single.
And I think this is going to be another breaking ball, Greg. Yep. They're just not real fooled by it. They're not swinging at the ones out of the strike zone. And when he throws anything off speed, it seems like they're getting the head of the bat to the ball rather easily. In the first inning, there was a changeup that was on a 3-2 pitch. It was hit very well, almost like they knew something was coming. It almost makes you think that, is he doing something different when he's not throwing a fastball?
He is just really fighting himself.
Now it's truly getting to be a little bit of a labor problem out there when you see him missing way up high with the fastball. He's over 50 pitches.
Now he misses with a breaking pitch. It's 2-0 on Lucas Duda, and here comes Ray Searage again. We saw him in the first inning try to settle Cole down, and now Pirates pitching coach out again.
There's still no action in the bullpen. I kind of thought this might be Ray's visit to allow the bullpen a little time to start pumping away, but nothing yet out there.
Already he's given up 5, the most he has allowed this season. Also gave up 5 in April against the Reds in Cincinnati over 6 innings. 2-0 on Lucas Duda. 3-0.
Some sort of off-speed pitch. Missed by quite a bunch.
Cole faced the Mets last year here at PNC Park. And a nice play in the backhand and shallow right. A shift on. Walker throws out Duda. But the Mets pick up a couple more, lead 5-0.
brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC Bank. Know where you stand with PNC Total Insight. Let's go Bucks.
5-0. The Mets out in front of the Bucks. And Josh Harrison to lead things off. And a nice ovation once again. Still the talk of the clubhouse, that rundown play last night between second and third. Barrel league leaders, walk-off wins. Pirates have the most, 7. Harrison doubled to the right center gap. Pulls this ball foul. Rick Sofield, longtime baseball man and base running coach for the Pirates, said best he's ever seen. And Jordy Mercer last night, after it happened, after Harrison got out of the rundown and was safe. And Mercer, who is quite the mime and is able to imitate his teammates on occasion, pulled off a great impersonation of Harrison in that rundown.
Not the first time he's pulled that in.
No. Sofield pointed out that he got out of another one as he strikes out in spring training against the Twins, and nearly got out of one at Yankee Stadium earlier this season. And Nick Leyva had a great call. He said the Mets couldn't catch him, and neither could we, the Pirates. After he walked off, he scrambled away from everybody. The New York papers called him a runaway squirrel. Great line by Leyva. They couldn't catch him, neither could we, after he had the walk-off hit. Strike called.
Yeah, it did look like he was in another rundown.
Yep.
They were trying to tackle him and do the dog pile and couldn't get him. I think Snyder finally caught him.
Walker is jammed. Striked out and a ground out. He's off to a great start.
Well, he's always tough, but more of a 5-0 lead. Doubly tough.
Well, you saw the rundown. The Mets couldn't catch Josh Harrison. And 1 inning later, he walks off, and now the Pirates try to catch him.
He's not going to let him.
No, it's another rundown. Who's going to get him? Snyder did.
What an evening. It's going to take some heroics to pull this one off again this afternoon.
And really scratch and claw. Can't allow any more runs. Great run for Nice. 19 consecutive starts, allowing 3 earned runs or less. It's the longest active streak in the majors. It's tied for the 4th longest streak in Mets history. And the longest since Johan Santana had a 21 consecutive game streak of allowing 3 earned runs or less. 1909 or 2009.
Certain organizations where that's a kind of a big deal when you talk about pitching records, and the Mets are one of those organizations. You look at the names that they've had in their existence as an expansion team, and it's extremely long. Great pitching. So that's kind of a neat little accomplishment what he has done so far.
You wonder too, certainly not to make excuses for the Mets. They did this on their own, and every team is beset by injuries, but without Dylan G for a long time, he won't come off the DL for probably a couple more rehab stints. And Matt Harvey on the DL. There's a nice play at short, and from his knee he throws to first and gets the out. Tejada, a shot to short, retires Alvarez. Just waiting to see if there might be a challenge. There will not be, apparently. Close play, but Tejada gets the job done. Throw to first, beating Alvarez to the bag.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Equinox and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
5-zip. Big crowd again. Back-to-back sellouts. They expect another one today and probably tomorrow on a Kids Sunday. All-Star voting will be winding down this upcoming week, and they'd like some other Pennsylvania products. Evan Mesoraco and Matt Adams.
Some right-in action for Jay.
Yeah,
I mean that's going to be a tough road. But
well, you know, somebody brought up the point that they still have that last vote guy.
Yeah,
it really, he should be at least on that. You know, that internet vote.
Sure, I agree.
And Clint Hurdle has said again that he will certainly lobby Mike Matheny for Harrison. Eric Campbell goes down on strikes. Better start. Cole gets Campbell, who had doubled in the first. Andrew McCutchen and Neil Walker playing All-Star caliber baseball. Voted for 25 times. Help make them starters in the 2014 All-Star game. Plus, get a buy one, get one free ticket offer when you vote online. Go to pirates.com/vote and vote for your favorite Buccos. Hit high in the air and pretty deep to center. McCutchen with some room. Retires Kirk Neuenhuis.
I think that hat's working out in center field.
Yeah. First two outs recorded here. Brings up Anthony Recker. Pittsburgh Crawfords, along with the Homestead Grays, two of the greatest Negro League teams in history. Every year the Pirates pay tribute. Heritage Weekend. Strike on Recker. Travis d'Arnaud started behind the plate the first two games of this series, and now Recker, an Allentown, PA native, hits a fly ball to left. Harrison having trouble, can't find it. He lost it late, and now Recker heads to second base, and he will be there. As though Harrison had a beat on initially and then dropped it late. Lost it late.
This is a time of day that you don't normally play, and that sun can be vicious out in left field. You can see the shadow coming down right behind him, so he is looking right dead into that sun. And he had the glove up, but I don't think he's ever really sees this ball. Even right now, looks like to everybody that okay, he's going to make the catch, but he doesn't know where the ball is. He's hoping that it comes out of the sun, he can find it.
Recker assuming that's an out. That would have been embarrassing had he first been thrown out. Only one way to score it. A double.
Sunball double.
Jonathan Neese.
He's not much of a stick, so the thing that makes it bad is you don't have Neese leading off now next inning, which is certainly a plus. Neese, one of those hitters that you look at as a couple of free outs during the game. I guess I should wait until after the at-bat to say that. There's some wood. Okay. Wood has been knocked on, so it takes off any jinxing. If it gets a hit, it's not my fault.
Down on strikes goes Neese. Fourth strikeout for Cole. And still up 5-0.
Is brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider, Branch Out, by Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better, and by Levin Furniture, proudly featuring solid wood American-made Amish furniture. For furniture that lasts, shop Levin. Let's go Bucks!
And here at PNC Park, there is when you enter one of the gates, Pirates paying tribute to the Negro Leagues, featuring some of these life-size bronze statues of the former Negro League great players. Cool Papa Bell, Oscar Charleston, Josh Gibson, Judy Johnson, Buck Leonard, Satchel Paige, Josh Josh Harrison talking with the outfield instructor Rick Sofield about that ball in the sun. It's not much you can do. Is there? You try your hardest.
Well, you know, there's some things you can do. The flip down sunglasses. I mean, they're not very popular nowadays. Nobody hardly ever wears them, but you know they're like welder's goggles. I mean, you can practically look straight into the sun with them. You know, they would come with different. Some are darker than others, but you get the ones that are really dark because the only time you're using them is you flip them down when you're looking directly into the sun. So you get the darkest ones they have, so you can look right at the sun.
So there is an answer.
Well, but you know, I don't know how realistic that is because nobody wears them. Now, if you got a sunglass on that's dark enough to stare into the sun, then you can't see when you're just wearing them like players are right now. But if you're having a sunglass that's light enough to where you can play baseball with it on, then you can't look straight into the sun. It doesn't do you all that much good. Oh, there's some flip downs.
So some players do wear them still.
There we go. Yeah, they are still available. So you just check them, and he looked right into the sun, flipped them down. He may have just put those on after that play in left field. But I don't know. You know, used to there was a big case that would be brought out, and every player would have one or two pairs in that case that they would wear during the day games. And it would come to the bench every single day game. But that was before, you know, just wearing sunglasses on the field, you know, became popular. And nobody actually would wear a pair of sunglasses, you know, playing the game. Then nobody even wore them on the bench back then.
Well, he's trying to help himself after giving up 5. Where Cole singles. That's his 6th hit of the season in 23 at bats.
Cole is much different than Neese for sure. He's not a guy that, you know, when you're playing the Pirates, you can say, okay, there's another couple outs, like 3 outs an inning. I mean, he has an advantage over most of the other teams. That, you know, when Cole's out there, you're playing with 9 really true hitters in that lineup. So he does have an effect on a ball game in that way.
See if Polanco is able to adjust it all with Jonathan Neese striking out the rookie in the first inning. Chopper right side. Duda. Step on the bag. On the play, Cole to second. 2 outs. Want to see how you root for the Bucks? AT&T fan photo. Submit a picture via Twitter. Use the hashtag BucksFanPhoto. We'll show them during our broadcast. AT&T fan photo of the day. Sunny day in Pittsburgh. Bucks winning the first 2 over the Mets in this 4-game series. 5-2 on Thursday night. Vance Worley got the W. Last night an 11-3-2, a walk-off. Jared Hughes got the win. 2 strong scoreless in relief for Hughes. Right now, Garrett Cole on the hook for the 5 spot. See if Mercer can get him in. He pops it up. Shortstop Tejada will make the catch. 5-0 Mets after 3.
14 years. It's actor Joe Manganiello catching up with the National League's most valuable player, and here we are in the Buck Social Suite, and Joe is here to join us for a couple quick seconds. Joe, you've been in L.A. a long time after graduating from Mount Lebanon, college degree from Carnegie Mellon University. What are you doing back in town?
I'm back here with my brother. We produced a film that opened in theaters yesterday called La Bear, and we brought it back to Pittsburgh. It's going to be playing at the Hollywood Theater in Dormont, and we threw a big charity event afterwards to raise money for the independent film theaters in the Mount Lebanon and Dormont, where my brother and I grew up. And Kutch and the rest of the Pirates donated a bunch of signed items and for the charity, and we raised a whole bunch of money last night, so it was great.
And that's a great cause. And now you're wearing this jersey. You're a true Pirates fan. You're born and raised here. You follow the Pirates on Twitter. Let's talk about your Pirates fan and what it's like watching that team from afar.
It's tough to be so far away. You know, I've lived in L.A. for 14 years, but Pittsburgh will always be my home, so it's really nice to get back here. And, of course, you know, I was encouraging all the fans to vote Kutch. So, you know, my backyard, you can see the palm trees in my backyard in L.A., but I'm holding up my vote Kutch. So getting back, it was nice to say hi to Kutch in the dugout and get back and see all the guys.
Did you watch the game last night? What do you think of Josh Harrison and his uprising here in the last couple months?
Oh, man, it's awesome. I think it's, you know, creating a lot of momentum and creating that excitement, which is, you know, you want to get that at this time of year, heading into All-Star voting, and, you know, you want to kind of, you know, run full speed into the All-Star break.
I'd be surprised if he carried him to a nice surge in the standings. Now, Joe, you're going to have your head buried in a computer the next couple innings here. The Twitter takeover, Joe Manganiello's taking over. Use the hashtag #JoeMTakeover. What can we look forward to? What's your personality like online?
What's my personality like online?
What are you going to be when you take over the Pirates accounts? Put it that way. Now, you have the keys to the car here, okay?
Sure. I'm a very proud Pittsburgher, so you're going to see a lot of fire, a lot of passion from me.
Like it, Joe. Thanks. Best of luck with LeBaron and best of luck with everything else. Great to see you.
Arrgh.
Greg?
I like it. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Joe. It's neat stuff. And said Andrew McCutchen and the guys helped him out at charity event, and he's going to continue to vote for Kutch. Hope you will too, along with Neil Walker. And right in Josh Harrison. Eric Young takes the strike, 2-1. Robbie Sanchez thought that Neil Walker might have a shot there, so he ran to the bag and perfectly placed base hit for Young, who stole a pair of bases after walking in the second.
Yeah, you definitely want to get over there just in case. Not no chance for Neil. Yeah, it was a good breaking ball with a swing and a miss. There it is again. We haven't seen a whole lot of these this afternoon. Somebody been fooled with that curveball.
Runner goes, taken for a ball. Stewart got rid of it quickly, but another steal. 3 so far for Eric Young Jr. in 21 for the season.
And to get a fast guy, the throw has to be down around the bag somewhere. These last couple throws just went very high. Even if that throw was actually hitting the bag, I think Young would have been there in time. Didn't make any difference, the location.
.21 steals for Eric Young, despite missing quite a bit of time on the DL. Popped up, shallow right. Walker is out. Polanco coming in, and Polanco calls him off. Granderson flies out to shallow right.
Granderson was trying to hook something over that side so he could move the runner up. Just didn't get enough of the baseball to accomplish his mission. Put it right straight up. Good job by Polanco coming in, calling off Walker. If Walker catches that ball backpedaling, you never know. Eric Young with a 5-run lead, he might try and tag and move up, but not off Polanco. As Polanco's catching a ball with plenty of momentum coming in to make a throw, he could do nothing but just stand there on the bag.
Tejada has singled and struck out. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Mets. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Garrett Cole is off the DL today. Brandon Compton option back to AAA Indy. And that's in. 2-0. Tejada, 5 hits and 14 at bats against the Pirates in the season series, which will conclude tomorrow afternoon. The time was called. Cole stayed in the set position for a while.
Anytime that happens, a hitter trying to take a little pressure off the runner will call time.
And now 3-0 on Tejada.
One of the best things you can do to try and contain that running game is make those runners get out there and wait for you to deliver the ball to the plate. And that's one of the reasons you'll see the hitters call time. It take too long at the stretch.
Three and one on Tejada. Danny Murphy on deck. And he walks Tejada.
Is it 4? 3.
Second baseman, Daniel Marford.
'81 pitches now for Cole. Well, if nothing else, he's getting work on that right shoulder. It's being exercised. 81 pitches, 3 1/3.
And the Brewers are playing this afternoon. They're hosting Colorado at Miller Park and leading 3-0. Carlos Gomez homered. Matt Garza on the hill for Milwaukee. Pickoff try and no tag.
Timing wasn't there.
We get the bullpen going.
Somebody has to take over the score sheet.
Murphy takes ball 1. Jeanmar Gomez. And 1-1 on Murphy. Cardinals and Dodgers will play tonight. Reds at Giants. Cardinals are 5.5 back of Milwaukee in the Central Division. Lance Lynn will start against Zach Greinke. Toward the line and left. Going to head out of play. Murphy a 2-run single last time up. Gives him 32 RBIs on the year. The National League hits leader. 98 hits. Daniel Murphy. 28-year-old from Jacksonville, Florida. Time called again on the set position. Taking some extra time. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Garrett Cole tries to get out of this inning and at least give Clint Hurdle and Ray Searage 4. Not have to call on the bullpen. The Pirates have had a great string of games from their starters, throwing at least 6 innings. Past couple of weeks, seems like every night. Wow. A cat and mouse going on. Back and forth. Still 1-2. Cole will have to do a lot of work in order to continue this string, where last night Compton giving the Pirates 7 innings, 2 runs. 6 straight starts. A Pirate went 7 innings or more for the first time in almost 14 years. Pirate staff putting that string together. Vance Worley went 7 on Thursday, gave it just a run, another pickoff try. One and 2. And another foul ball. There have been a lot of foul balls. Few swings and misses. Not like we're used to seeing from Garrett Cole. When he's on the mound, usually a handful of strikeouts. And certainly more swings and misses than we've seen. This ball hit hard, but it is going to be a foul ball by a couple of feet. It looked like it was going to hook initially off the bat, but it didn't until late.
Had the distance. Ball got over the Clemente fence. Just hooked to the right of the pole. And turning on an inside 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That's how close it was. Maybe 6 feet. Greg,
2-2.
What's surprising is that's a 1-2 pitch. 96 in on your hands that you pulled that hard over the fence, just 6 feet foul. It just does not make it. It doesn't add up. The way they are getting such good passes on the off-speed pitch, yeah. You should be able to, when you throw 96, you should be able to come in when you're ahead, because now the hitter supposedly, theoretically, is on the defensive a little bit. He's having to stay back and guard against, you know, you might throw a changeup down the way, you might throw a backdoor hook, you might throw that back foot hook. You can't get out there with the head of the bat quick enough to hit an above average fastball in on your hands, unless you know the fastball's coming, then you can. But they have taken some pitches and hit some pitches today, like they're either seeing the ball very well out of the hand and realizing what it is immediately, or they're somehow, you know, maybe is Cole tipping something? I don't know, but they're hitting some balls in counts and in locations where I don't understand.
Taking off on the 3-2, hit hard and off of Sanchez's glove. Walker is there. He throws to Cole. Cole gets there for the out. 3-4-1.
A very good job by Cole, making sure that he didn't stop when he saw the ball go off the glove. He kept on going over there. And even after he makes the catch at first base, he is smart enough and realizes what's going on, that he immediately turns around and checks on the runner at third. Right there, you can see it. A lot of times as a pitcher, you see the ball right now and you're kind of like, oh no. And you stop or hesitate on your run to first, and that cost you an out, but Cole didn't do that.
He faces Lucas Duda, who has singled and hit a ball hard out to Neil Walker, playing that shallow right field.
Cole is a baseball player, even though he's a pitcher. The ancillary skills are very good. He fields his position. He can swing the bat, handle things like that.
Fly ball to McCutchen in center. Well, after all that, long top of the fourth, a lot of pitches thrown, but no runs. Still 5-0 Mets. They are not slowing down. Thank you, Dan. Matt Garza on the mound for Milwaukee.
They're not coming back to the pack like I thought they would. They're going to have to be run down.
Andrew McCutchen takes ball one.
You just got to catch them. They're out there. You got to go into your kick and catch them. Right?
Exactly.
That's the way it should be.
Can't count on everybody else. Levis skips out of the way. Eric Cole. It's out of that inning. But, I think that's going to be it for him. Not what he had expected in his return.
But there's nothing he can do about it now either. I mean, he has to look at whatever good that he can find out of this and turn the page and go get him.
McCutchen into the gap, picks up a couple. Double for Andrew McCutchen. That's his 24th double. Only 3 players in the league. Gabby Sanchez is at the plate. The Pirates first baseman fouls this ball back. I've never heard a player deflect a ball to another player and not be given an assist. It's just the way it happens, but technically no big deal, I guess. But that last play went 4-1. That Danny Murphy play, that hit off of Gabby Sanchez. The official score is considering it a misplay, which doesn't get credit for an assist. How many balls off pitchers have been misplayed over the years that go up in the air? Here's the double by McCutchen into the right center gap.
Didn't try to pull it. That's why he didn't hit a ground ball anymore. Pitcher away from him, and he was able to drive the baseball.
Oh, bad swing and a miss there.
To answer your question, I don't know if I've ever seen a ball from one fielder
not getting an assist.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I never really look at the official score.
Right.
I always just write in my book whatever I think it is.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Well, that's what I always do.
Yeah.
You know that.
I know.
I don't ever, like, I've even written errors when I see they put up a hit. Well, I think it was an error.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write an error.
Can I ask where you write that, by the way? I'm just taking a look at your score.
Right here.
Let's just take a look where you wrote. Where did you write this? Where'd you write it?
Get away from this.
No, now you've done it. Now you know our director, Pete Toma, is going to make us. This is Bob's score sheet. That's where he wrote down whatever 3-4-1. There it is. Yep.
Okay, I only keep score when it's a radio game.
Again, that's false. Do not mislead the audience. There was a time in spring training, I think I'm going to say 2.5 weeks into the spring. It was about March 10th, where you said, you know what I'm going to do? From this day forward, I'm going to keep score. Yeah. And I watched as you did maybe 3 or 4 innings.
I did last night.
You did?
I kept 3
Where's your pen, by the way?
It's in my bag.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need a pen if I'm not going to keep score. Look.
There it is.
Thank you, Zach. But when I do keep score, if I think somebody made an error, but I still write down error.
I don't always keep score, but when I do.
That's right.
I use the ones in the Pirates press box. Keep score, my friends. Chopper up the middle. Not going to get Harrison.
So I would write that down as a hit.
All right. I will too. And the official score rules that a hit.
It's 3 of us.
Well, now what the Pirates need is a big hit from Neil Walker. They get the infield hit from Harrison. Murphy would have been a tough play anyway.
I don't think he would have been able to throw him out. Maybe he would have been able to throw the ball away, though. Got a run out of it.
Ball 1. Jonathan Neese. A little bit of trouble here in the 4th inning. The leadoff double. He got Sanchez. And then got the weak ground ball from Harrison, but it's a hit. And now Neil Walker. Walker still not where he wants to be with his swing. since coming off the DL. Ball 2-0. He bounced out in the second. Last night was 1 for 5. How about that comparison? Lucas Duda and Josh Harrison. Harrison listed at 5'8". Now ball 3. Maybe Nice will help the Pirates.
Well, that's what you like to do. You have to come back from a long ways down. You want a couple base on balls. Get a little help in that regard, and then the big hit.
Up 4-pitch walk. First free pass for Nice. And now Pedro Alvarez, who was retired on a fine play by Tejada his first time up, a one-hop smash. And you have to figure again that if Marte had been healthy enough, that Alvarez probably wouldn't be in this position. Probably would be on the bench. And you get a chance to prove to Clint Hurdle that he can once again battle and deliver against even left-handed pitching. Dan Worthen, the pitching coach, pays Nice a visit. Even a hit will feel good here for Alvarez and the Pirates, just to crack the scoreboard.
Yeah, base hit would be wonderful at this point. Can you score a couple of runs? They're looking for anything right now except that double play ball. That's what they're trying to stay away from.
Before that out, Alvarez had reached base safely in 6 straight plate appearances.
Infield playing and kind of straight away at this point.
And a strike, it's 1-1. McCutchen double to start the inning. Josh Harrison had the infield single, and Neil Walker just drew the free pass. It is 1 ball and 1 strike on Alvarez. Breaking ball misses.
Didn't break much.
Two and 1. Big pitch. Oh, 3-1.
Snap hooked that fastball way out of the strike zone. That's when, you know, Pedro needs to be a little bit on the patient side right now. A walk is an RBI, but also if he gets something that he's looking for, then go ahead and knock the heck out of it.
By the way, he has hit 2 homers against left-handed pitching this season. He's batting .216.
Just lock in.
Southpaws. There's his average on 3-1 counts.
Lock in on a certain pitch in a certain spot. If you don't get it, let it go.
And he did. And the Bucks get a run. They're on the board. It's 5-1.
Well, Pedro really did have a lot of patience, not just on that last pitch, but really the whole at bat. And was able to, you know, the strike was a pitcher's pitch that he let go. And after that, didn't chase anything.
Now Chris Stewart. He popped up to the second baseman Murphy. And his first at bat. And he takes ball 1. And like Alvarez, he too needs to be patient, as Nice has suddenly struggled to find the strike zone. And Anthony Recker will pay him a visit, and see the bullpen gets going. Gonzalez Herman is now loosening in the bullpen.
Definitely the same scenario right here for Stewart.
Stewart 8 for 18 against left-handed pitching this season. Ball 2.
You can never get into anybody's head. But do you think in Nate's head right now there's a little bit of panic starting to take over? Like, I got this big lead, I've loaded the bases, and now I can't throw a strike?
Something has happened. Two and one. And Terry Collins not wasting any time getting that bullpen going, despite the fact he's got Nice still with a decent lead.
Barely on the edge of the zone, that last pitch.
Torrey Pimentel now loosening in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. And he misses. It's 3 and 1. He's walked 2 straight, but he walked 3 in a row. Starling Marte is on deck to pinch hit. He walked him. 5-2. He's walked 3 straight.
Well, how far do you let him go here?
Terry Collins is beside himself.
Zach, let me see your pen. I want to keep the score of this thing going good.
Starling Marte will be announced as the pinch hitter for Garrett Cole. Nice will stay in for now. Marte has not been able to start because of that jammed right middle finger. It's his first at bat since jammed that finger the other day in Tampa. Sliding head first, left the game. Concerned about a concussion, was cleared of that. His first at bat since being pulled from the game in Tampa, hitting .260 on the year. Ball 1.
Trying everything. Can't hit with a fastball, and now he's missing with the breaking ball. It's just not breaking for him at all. That one stayed up and out, very similar to that curveball he tried to throw Pedro that missed way up and in.
One and one on Marte hitting for Cole. Nice has walked 3 straight, handed the Pirates a couple of runs. McCutchen and Harrison scoring. Walker, Alvarez, and Stewart aboard. Now 1 and 2. Marte 2 for 6 in previous matchups against Jonathan Nice. Struck him out looking.
No.
You see Clint Hurdle, he's all over the place, and usually that means you don't get the benefit of the doubt.
That's exactly right. Somebody has just walked 2 runs in. You don't give him a pitch like that.
Toby Bassner is hearing it from Hurdle.
Yeah, and now if he's been making great pitches all day long, you give him a benefit of the doubt, but he's all over the place, walking people, walking runs in, and then you give him that pitch for a strikeout?
That is brutal. Wow.
And that, I mean, you can obviously understand the anger from Clinton on that call.
Ball one in the dirt. Polanco now to the plate.
Boy, how big is that in right now in this thing, in this game, down by 3 to get that pitch called a strike? That just that one pitch, you might get Nice out of the game.
Yeah. Was that a 2-2? It's a 1-2 pitch. Went to 2.
But my point is now okay.
Absolutely.
Now he doesn't get. Now he's got to make a 2-2 pitch.
I understand. 1-1. 1-2 went to 2-2. It should have gone to 2-2. Polanco has struck out and grounded out. He is the 8th man to hit in the inning. Another strike call. Was it low, like Clint Hurdle said?
Border. Yeah, I think it was low. Again, at least that was a close pitch.
Right.
The other one was missed by a bunch, and you call somebody out on strikes. It wasn't like you were calling strike 1 or strike 2. No, you're striking somebody out on a strike 3 pitch with the bases loaded after the pitcher has just walked in 2 runs. That's what's got me kind of riled up right now.
And the other thing too, Bob, is it gives Nice a little extra confidence.
Yeah, I mean, if that would have been called a ball, and now it's 2-2, Nice has got to be already panicking a little bit. He feels the game slipping away from him. He walks in one more run, he's out of here.
Rookie umpire behind home plate, Toby Bassner, and he helps the cause as Polanco strikes out.
All right, we got 2 runs out of it.
Back to within 3. Hurdle barking at the home plate umpire there during that sequence. Jonathan Nice walking 3 straight, forcing in a pair. Now Stormy Pimentel will take over and try and keep it a 3-run deficit.
Stormy hasn't been out there for 10 days. Well, this is one of the things that happens though when you have the starters going so deep. Stormy hasn't been out there in 10 days. Jinmar Gomez has only been out there once in that same 10-day period. So the 2 guys you consider longmen are not seeing any work. But there's work today. It's just the 5th inning.
Eric Campbell was 1 for 2 against Cole. He gave up the 5 runs on 7 hits in 4 innings. Pimentel's last outing. First pitch strike. Campbell doubled in a run in the first and struck out in the third. One and one. Bounce left side, and that'll sneak through. Campbell taking advantage of some playing time with Wright gone. Rookie's second hit. He was 1 for 5 last night, and he starts off the 5th inning with a base hit to left. And now Pimentel will face Kirk Neuenhuis.
After finally putting some runs up on the board, this is a crucial inning for Stolmy to answer with a 0.
Interesting to ask Clint Hurdle. They had Jeanmar Gomez loosening up last inning, and so you would kind of had assumed that he would be the next guy. They sat him down.
Well, that was the inning that that was when Cole was pitching, right? Was he going to use him maybe just to get out of the inning?
I guess.
I'm just trying to think about what might have been going on, a possible scenario.
Neuenhuis sent Andrew McCutchen back to the warning track his last time up. Fastball there for a strike. He spent a lot of time at AAA Las Vegas this season. One-time 3rd-round pick of the Mets. Gomez back, seated for the time being. Pimentel, time on the disabled list with the right shoulder inflammation, missed over a month.
I just haven't seen the consistent velocity out of Stolmy that we saw last year when it came up. Had that just incredible, impressive year in the minors, and then came up and a few times in September, throwing the ball very hard, 95 and above.
24 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Pirates got him from the Red Sox in the Joel Hanrahan deal. Mark Melancon also came over in that trade. And a block. Campbell thought about taking off and froze as Stewart kept the ball in front.
Didn't look like a real easy block either. Get out in front of home plate. We need the clouds to stay that size all weekend. Nice, small, fluffy things.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down is high. And Campbell picks up a steal. Strikeout. Looks like they had a shot at Campbell with a good throw.
I think 5 steals now in the afternoon, and just about every one that's been at second base has been a high throw.
First stolen base of his career, the rookie Campbell. Anthony Recker. Recker hit the fly ball to Josh Harrison in the third inning, and Harrison lost the ball in the sun. Ball dropped right next to him, went for a double. Recker flied out in the first inning. A couple of strikes. Third big league club for Anthony Recker. Played with the A's, Cubs, and now the Mets. Pimentel looking for a second out. The pitcher Nice on deck. Popped up. Walker out. Two outs. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Pirates.com for details. Another nice crowd.
Great crowd.
Big weekend.
Boy, I think just about everybody really excited about getting those bobbleheads this afternoon. Saw a lot of fans before the game clutching those with two hands, wanting it to get away.
One and one. Nice has struck out twice. That's a great hat. That's a Pirate hat.
A homemade bobblehead.
More great hats. And 1 and 2. And now Pimentel can get out of it. Terry Collins has had his pitcher bat in the 8th spot a handful of times. Pirates tried this 4 years ago. John Russell was the manager then, and he would on several occasions hit the pitcher in the 8th spot. Still 1 and 2.
No comment. How's it work today?
I'm not asking you for a comment. I'm just stating a fact.
Nice has led off an inning, and now this is the second time he's hit with runner in scoring position. And he's a poor hitter. They try to hide him, not moving. I've gone over my feelings about the pitcher hitting higher. I mean, with a good hitting pitcher, I can understand. Do it for hitting reasons. That's it. Because you got a guy that can hit.
He did it with DeGrom earlier. DeGrom's a decent hitting pitcher.
Now, there's a few pitchers in this league that I can understand him hitting 8, maybe even 7. Travis Wood.
Strike 3 call. as they share some of their funniest moments and best stories from their days. Pirates on a special edition of Inside Pirates Baseball, the best of Pirates tales, tomorrow at 12:30 on Root Sports. You're going to love hearing
That's
some
some funny stuff,
from
man.
Bob
It
Walker.
really is.
Absolutely hysterical.
There's some.
I can't wait to watch it again.
How many times you watched it now so far?
I'd say maybe it's run, I think, 3 times. I'll watch it the 4th time again tomorrow.
You laugh every time?
Every time. Belly laugh. Sometimes I can't believe your stories, though. Your tales. Ball 1 on Jordy Mercer. And strike, 1-1. I haven't seen many juicy pitches from Jonathan Neese. 3 straight walks helped the Pirates pick up a run. There's a pop-up. Record. It's the catch in front of the plate.
What do we got over there? You eating pineapple? Is that what that is? Is that good?
Not eating anything now.
Uh-huh.
Jordy reacts.
Upset with himself for popping up. Yeah, what is it? Right there.
Stay away from the pineapple. I'll stay away from the scorecard that doesn't get
All right.
any scores written on, any plays written on. Nice job keeping score, Bob. How's that going?
Here's the real scorecard.
Oh, yeah, that's
See?
Zach.
There it is.
Out.
There's my real scorecard right there. You can see where I write everything down. I mark the important plays in blue.
Is that what that is, Zach? The important plays in blue? First pitch, you meant the first pitch strikes in blue, Bob.
That's the important plays.
Yeah.
For me, that's the most important thing about the games. You got to throw strike 1.
Bob has his own personal official score.
In my research department,
Yeah. You got it all. Just don't have pineapple. 3-1 the count on McCutchen.
can always look good.
There he is. That's the official score. On Bob separates him with a Root Sports sign.
Zach, when they shoot you in the, you're supposed to hide the pin.
Why do you have to have that camera
This thing?
pointing at you and a monitor between the two of you?
All kind of gadgets up here.
Fly ball to right. Should be easy for Granderson. 2 outs. Now Neese was able to strike out Marte looking, and Polanco swinging to get out of that after walking 3 straight.
You know, with somebody like Neese, sometimes you only get that one shot to get him out of the ball game, and you know, you hope that wasn't it. If he can get through here, you're looking at him to maybe go 7 innings. Possibly you could have had him knocked out of there in the 4th. He was fighting his way off the ropes.
Hit hard the other way, and it is fair ball. So Gabby Sanchez will wind up at second base with an opposite field double. Hit hard to right.
And he's shaking his head. He knows that one other thing happened in that 4th inning. The pitch count got up there a little bit, so he wants some quick innings now. And this base hit, even if Gabby doesn't get brought home here with 2 outs, it still is going to make Neese throw some more pitches.
Sanchez aboard, and here's Josh Harrison. Had the infield single last time up. He takes ball 1.
What about those shadows now, Greg? You think that has
What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Bob? I forgot to ask you. I'm sorry.
I asked you first.
No, my fault. I'm supposed to ask you that every time. Two and 0 now on Josh Harrison.
Well, 4 o'clock starts. You can't get away from it. It's going to be an issue for the players, something they're going to have to deal with.
The other way.
Hey, fair. Come on.
It is foul.
It wouldn't listen.
Foul ball, 2-1. Josh Harrison facing a guy who could have been his teammate at the University of Cincinnati. Josh Harrison attended that school, of course. Nice was recruited by the university out of Defiance High School, but he turned that down when he was drafted by the New York Mets. Ground ball left side, stop made, but there will be no play. Another hit for Harrison. Campbell, for the time being, saves that run. Another infield hit for J-Hay.
Important play by Campbell to make sure that run does not come home.
Nice getting the first 2 men, Mercer and McCutchen. Sanchez doubles to right. Harrison with his 2nd straight infield hit. Neil Walker threw that free pass last inning that loaded the bases, preceding the Alvarez and Stewart walks. Walker bounced out to Campbell in the 2nd inning. Ball will slice into the seats. Walker is 1 for 9 in his career against Nice. He is 1 out of 10 in this series.
He's been hitting the lefties well this year. Worked hard on that over the offseason. See if it pays off right now.
Line drive, base hit into center field. It's 5-3. 0-1 pitch. One of the harder hit balls Walker's had since he's returned.
Nice looked like he was going to really have a nice easy inning. Got a couple outs, nobody on. His pitch count was still in the 70s. And now just 3 hitters later, he's giving up another run, and he's about to make his 88th pitch, and the bullpen is going.
.37th ribby for Walker. Harrison to 2nd. Sanchez scored. Now Alvarez. Ball 1. This time it's Carlos Torres. Can the Pirates break this string that Nice has had? Longest active streak in the majors. 19 consecutive starts, allowing 3 earned runs or less.
Pirates might got a break on a call that time. Fastball looked to be at the knees. Now Pedro is really in the driver's seat, 2-0.
Close. 3-0.
Got to be some patience now.
Swinging and fouling it out of play. So a pitch he liked.
Yeah, got a good pitch to hit. It was elevated. It was out over the plate. Definitely in the strike zone. Take a look. You're looking for a belt high fastball. There it was.
Rounds to the shortstop. And on to first. The Pirates get one more. Head to the sixth. Mets up 5-3. Great shots from the Allegheny Health Network Supermo to the sounds of Fitz and the Tantrums. They'll be performing at Stage AE next Saturday. The Pirates will be playing the Phillies on July the 5th at 4:05. And then Fitz and the Tantrums. Neil Walker clutch RBI single to get the Bucks to within 2. That song written and performed just for Neil Walker. Called The Walkers. I guess partially for you too, Bob. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Greg. The first half of the song's for me.
Yeah.
Just the walk part.
Mm-hmm. Zach, what are you doing?
Zach, you
make a run?
Put the pin down.
Ball bunted right to first by Eric Young. Quick out for Stolmy Pimentel. It's imperative that he put up a 0. Pirates scratching and clawing to get back into this. The Mets scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. We asked for a barge last night. Got one here today.
Not a lot in that barge, is there? Nothing in that barge, Greg.
It's made its run.
Next time ask for a barge with something in it.
No, we had it last night.
What was in it last night?
Don't know.
Nothing.
We wouldn't stay on the shot long enough for some reason. Popped up. Sanchez. 2 outs.
So far, so good for Stolmy.
Gave up a hit to Eric Campbell to start last inning, then promptly struck out Neuenhuis, got the record to pop up, and he struck out Nice.
Stolmy normally wear his hat like that?
I don't think
he got
so.
a little,
he's doing a little tribute too, I think.
Old school action. Got it off to the side, a little cocked.
Edinson Volquez like.
Yeah. I think as the bill kind of turned up a little also.
95, that wasn't bad there, Bob. That velocity.
No, that's where he was almost. That's where he pitched at last season.
There's Volquez, by the way. He'll start tomorrow's finale. Francisco Liriano, a sim game coming up soon, and maybe a rehab before too long. 1-2 on Tejada.
I think Stolmy, it's kind of tough for him right now because he's pitching out of the bullpen. But I think long term, the Pirates still consider him, part of that starting pitching depth, based on what he did, in the minor leagues, especially last year, and then the way he looked last season after his call up.
Ooh. 2-2.
Just missed.
Didn't get the call. Broken bat roller. Alvarez on to first. 1-2-3. This date in 1970, last games at Forbes Field. The Pirates sweep a doubleheader against the Chicago Cubs. Of course, how appropriate that Bill Mazeroski would record the last out from a bouncer by Don Kessinger. June 28, 1970. A couple of weeks later, the Pirates would move into the spanking brand new multi-purpose facility, Three River Stadium.
That shot, did you see the bare spot in the grass out beyond second base? Where the bucket is during batting practice and everybody stands. I mean, it's the way. There's some things that have
the old stuff that
changed that
you don't see anymore.
No, back then it wasn't so important to have no bare spots. Can you imagine nowadays?
Stewart jammed on that pitch from Neese and could only roll it to short, one away. Only Pimentel will bat. Ball one.
Stomey's got a stance like a hitter, doesn't he? He's got the bat way high up. Got that front kind of toe a little open. Look how high he holds that bat. What's the bat going? Look at that.
Yeah. High chopper on the right side. Digging, and he'll be retired. All new Inside Pirates baseball. The guys debate which of their teammates looks and acts most like comedian Jim Carrey. Andrew McCutcheon slugs his way up the Buccos' all-time home run list, and much more. A new Inside Pirates baseball presented by Allegheny Health Network debuts tonight after postgame on Root Sports. And now Gregory Polanco 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And Polanco, we are told, did really good work, hung in there against left-handed pitching. But rough go of it recently against lefties. 0 for his last 15.
Since the home run
against left-handers, and he's going to be retired here. 1, 2, 3. And on to the 7th. 5-3 Mets. Mary Wise, hey, we were talking about sunglasses earlier. And Mary passes along that shot.
Well, you could look right up into the sun with those.
Yeah. Down a couple. And on to the 7th inning.
No, that's it. That's it.
In the shadow now, you don't need glasses.
Daniel Murphy is 1 out of 3. Jonathan Neese chatting with Terry Collins. Pitching coach Dan Worthen is right there. Bullpen working for the Mets. Would appear that is it for Neese.
His streak remains intact. You know, the Royal Giants, I kind of liked the color scheme and everything, but not much of a logo, did they? Not a lot of an imagination on the just block letters.
Very plain.
Yeah.
Helmet's kind of cool. That logo.
Yeah, well, I
the
like
patch.
that.
I like the patch.
Where it says Royal Giants, they could have done something more.
2 outs.
Like this giant
One away.
with a crown on his head or something, huh?
You'd like that?
Just off the top of my head to come up with the first thought.
Jacob deGrom, starter last night. No decision, 6 2/3, couple of runs. Pimentel into his 3rd inning of work. Faces Lucas Duda with 1 out. Ball 1.
I think I like the Crawford unis better. How about you?
I agree.
I think it's the difference maker is the red pocket.
Yep.
And I think the Royal Giants could use some orange socks.
Nice pitch there, 1-2. Paying tribute to
orange
the
socks.
Negro Leagues. '96. Luis Familia looks like we'll be coming on to face 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Pirates lineup in the bottom of the 7th.
Pretty close on that one.
Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Duda. Singled and scored in the 1st. 7 men came to the plate against Garrett Cole in that 1st inning. Campbell had a 1-run double rather. A wild pitch scored another, and then Rick Neuenhuis and an RBI. Pimentel struck out 3 and looking solid here.
The velocity on that last pitch, I think that was 97.
He had a 97 just 2 pitches back. He's got another one.
Yeah, the kind of velocity we saw last September. Wow. That is a power fastball.
Campbell, a couple of hits and a stolen base and a run scored to go along with that RBI. Two.
Just rearing back and letting it go.
Elvis just staying cool, as always.
That's right.
Two and two. Close, 98.
It's a very warm day, and he is getting loose.
What was that?
This is sound effects.
Line toward left center field and trouble. Eric Campbell has his third hit of the afternoon. And his second double.
That one might have made a noise going out.
Yeah.
We're really feeling good about that fastball. He pounded that one. Thought about three, but with 2 outs, he decided no.
Intentional walk to be issued to Neuenhuis with Anthony Recker on deck. Daniel Murphy calling Recker back, giving him a little scouting report. Maybe the second time that Recker has seen Pimentel. Two on, two out. Top of the 7th. Mets leading 5-3. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. So now Pimentel has to get Recker. Keep this a 2-run deficit. Recker was 1 for 2 against Cole. Popped up to Neil Walker in the 5th inning, facing Pimentel.
A lot of current coming down the river.
Yeah, I'll say. Working it, aren't they?
Good thing they get hit by that barge that was coming.
Yeah. Good thing they waited. Yeah. 1 ball and 1 strike on Recker. This the summer heating up, Bob. The team playing really good baseball. The electricity now around town and the north side, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's like a rerun from last year. And next weekend, Phillies will be in town. Of course, first of all, the Diamondbacks make their first and only trip in, starting Tuesday night. Paul Goldschmidt, who shared the home run crown with Pedro Alvarez last year, be in for 3, and then the Phillies. Borgata next week, right?
Yeah, the boats are really going
to
start coming out now as we're getting into the teeth of the summer, getting these hot days. Today was really warm out there in that sun. The river will get very busy. Need those.
Yep. Never know where Terry's going to be. You have to be prepared.
Got to be ready.
Terry could be right behind you and you won't even know it. It's 3-2 on record. That's it. Terry, he doesn't always prompt.
No, it's no coaching.
Not always necessary, but just in case. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be off. Big pitch here from Pimentel. And he got him. Stolmy. Old Stolmy with his 4th strikeout. And 3 scoreless. Quite a performance from Pimentel. Been a while, but he looks strong, fresh after that time off. Pirates battled back for 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, after the Mets had opened up that 5-0 lead in the top of the 2nd inning. So the Pirates will come to bat with Jordy Mercer leading off in the bottom of the 7th.
As we sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Coming to stage AE July 14th. The Mets lead the Pirates in game 3 of this 4-game series 5-3. We want to congratulate Katie and Morgan. That's what it said anyway. On the Queen.
Congratulations.
Juan Lagares takes over in center field. And Jeurys Familia replaces Jonathan Neese.
Pretty good season, although maybe 15 walks. Perhaps you want to be a little on the patient side, especially since he doesn't give up many base hits with that .216 opponent average. Make sure he's throwing the ball over the plate.
Mercer. Infield single in the 1st. Bounced on the backhand of the shortstop Tejada. 1 out.
Bobblehead day. Got to do something special on bobblehead day. Do the inning right here.
McCutchen got that rally started in the 4th with a double to right center gap. See if he can start another rally here in the bottom of the 7th. Down a pair.
I think 2 doubles makes it special.
He faced Familia last night in the 8th inning and bounced out. Pops up. Granderson in right. Two down.
You hear a pipe organ?
No.
No, neither do I. Thought the ice cream man was coming down the street. You didn't hear that?
No. I mean, that's got to be loud if it's traveling all the way up here. We're hearing it.
It's from the boat?
Apparently. Well, we get conflicting reports from one. There's Ike Davis driving one deep to center field and caught by the new center fielder Lagares. Line drive out to center. Pirates retired in order.
In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
As we said, we congratulated Katie and Morgan getting married on the Gateway Clipper.
By the captain. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to take a timeout, get a picture of the stadium real quick here.
Eighth inning, Pirates down a couple. Juan Lagares leads off a double switch. Lagares has made a couple of really nice catches this series. Mike Davis lined that ball to the wall in center field. Lagares tracked it down. He stays in the game to play first.
Not a bad place really to try and hit the ball when you're trying to play catch up.
Keel. Scott Berry over there, 2-1. And 2-2.
Even if you get a loss today out of this, it's been fun to watch Pimentel go out there and really crank up some of the fastballs to the upper 90s. A little sharp slider.
So far, this has been a dominating performance by him. Now, 61 pitches thrown.
We're talking about how he's got, he's in the running for that starting pitching depth. I mean, that's what he's always been. And he's put up great numbers in the minor leagues.
Whoa,
97 right on by. So he's another one of those possible answers down the road. And if you run into trouble and you need starters, that'll work right there.
Fifth strikeout for Stolmy Pimentel. Eric Young now to the plate. Gotten through 3 1/3.
That's tough to hit there. 97 up and in. We'll go with this one.
Oh,
got the slider downstairs. 89-mile-an-hour slider. Throwing 97, you got to start the bat early to catch up to it, and so you end up being way up front on the breaking ball.
6 strikeouts, 3 in a row. Two outs in the 8th, top of the order, and Curtis Granderson. Dirt ball 1. Another sellout. 38,930. Attendance has increased each game since Thursday night's crowd. 36,600, 37,952 last night, 38,930 today. Pirates will have 2 more shots against the Mets bullpen. And right now, Pimentel putting on a show in relief. My word. '97 barely fouled off.
Backdoor a little bit, stayed out.
Granderson able to foul the pitch off, stays 2-2.
You know, watching what he's doing this afternoon, and you remember back to the first week of the season, he was throwing the ball 91, 92, even a couple of 89s. Obviously, he was not healthy. Needed to go on the disabled list for a little while, and you can see now exactly how hard he can throw the ball.
Well, the ball's going to bounce way up. That foul ball off the bat of Curtis Granderson.
Comes a changeup. And there goes strike three.
Strikes out the side, strikes out 4 in a row, 7 in 4 dominant innings. Game of the 4-game series before the off day on Monday. It's Edinson Volquez against the ageless wonder Bartolo Colon. Colon 8-5.
Looking forward to watching him hit.
Yeah. Clint Hurdle loved what he saw from Stormy Pimentel.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That was a nice show of power pitching.
Congrats, his teammates. Four innings of 2-hit shutout ball, 1 intentional walk, and 7 strikeouts for Stormy Pimentel. Well, he gets rid of the ball quickly. Takes care of Harrison.
Quickly in, a very strong arm.
Kids Day tomorrow, 1:35. All kids 14 and younger will get a Neil Walker poster thanks to PPG Industries. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street, and after the game, kids are invited to run the bases. Presented by Kennywood. For tickets, go to pirates.com. Here is Neil Walker. RBI single his last time up. A bloop and a blast here. Fly ball to left. Eric Young will make the catch, the edge of the track. Walker sending Young back. 2 down, and for Familia, it's 5 up and 5 down.
Still take the blast here. Just
yeah.
Cut it to 1-run lead if nothing else.
We get our first look at Ernesto Frieri, the new Pirate. Will be coming on for the 9th. 1-1. Count even on Alvarez. Walk to the bases loaded in the 4th inning. He's also grounded out twice to the shortstop Tejada. Recker as that mask come off.
See that one the other day with Russell Martin?
Yeah. Just ripped it right off.
Oh, I've never seen the mask come off that fast.
Strike 3 called, and 1-2-3 go the Bucks. Head to the 9th. That's still up by a pair.
Like been taking look at my videos for the last couple of years and this year, pretty much just the same. I mean, just maybe the timing is a little bit off. Sometimes I'm too quick to home plate. Sometimes I'm too slow. I just need to find the like where I feel comfortable to release the point. I mean, to release the ball out front and keep the ball down whenever I want it. But I think I'm fine about that, you know, like we'll see how it goes.
So Frieri, obviously some things to work on, like Jason Grilli, kind of similar trade, change of scenery for both guys. But Clint Hurdle said he was going to get him in as soon as possible, and here he is. He has a chance to be a back-end guy, Hurdle said, and a non-leverage situation is what he prefers. So really, this is ideal in terms of using Frieri and getting him acclimated here to the new ballpark, Greg and Bob.
Robbie, you could probably read the same quotes from, I guess, Jerry DiPoto, the GM of the Angels. Almost exactly the same thing. And Mike Scioscia said with Jason Grilli, it'll be up to Grilli to get back to the back end. Same thing here with Frieri. He can work things out. Maybe the change of scenery. One thing the Pirates do gain, Bob, is years. He's younger, 28.
Oh, yeah.
Grilli is 37. Bounced deep, short. Mercer, the jump throw, and he got him! How about it? Whoa! Jordy Mercer robbing Tejada.
Ernesto with a nice tip of the cap after that play, looking out at his new shortstop.
Wow.
That was a great one.
How impressive this is.
Look at the grip he had on or the grip he didn't have on the baseball. He's got that tucked back in the palm and still was able to get it across the diamond.
Jordy Mercer helps out his new teammate. Frieri.
There's a tip of the cap.
Nicely done.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Murphy, a fly ball to left. 2 outs in the ninth. Frieri from Bolivar, Colombia. Spent some time with the Padres. And was in his 3rd season with the Angels. 37 saves last year.
It's a lot of strikeouts.
Susceptible to the long ball and does get his fair share of strikeouts. Two down in the ninth. Henry Mejia loosens in the Mets bullpen. Two and 1, 94. Mejia. Bouncing right back. 2 innings last night. Threw a lot of pitches. Two and 2 on Duda. 2 outs in the ninth inning. New Pirate, Ernesto Frieri. Looking for a scoreless outing in his debut.
Ooh. Just a little outside. Oh, yep, definitely outside.
Toward right field, Polanco over quickly. Oh, snow cone. Hangs on. Hey, on a hot summer day, a little coffee and a snow cone. For game reaction from the team, Clint Hurdle and our Root Sports analysts. Pirates postgame presented by Allegheny Health Network coming up after the game on Root Sports, and a real special treat after the game. Hope you will stay tuned. And Rob King will be joined by Bob Walk. Correct?
No, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Dan Potash.
I thought you were going to say it was going to be John Wayne or Steve Blass. So you will be joined by Dan Potash.
I'll be joining Dan.
Dan Potash and Bob Walk. Either way, it's a special treat.
This is a kind of a special thing, too.
Yeah, old school.
Not many closers come back after a couple innings, almost 40 pitches. And here he is trying to get this one. Something you might see Teak do back in the day.
Yes, pitched the 9th and 10th innings last night. Faced 10 batters. Struck out 4. Terry Collins looking to have Mejia close this one out and save it for Jonathan Neese. Ernesto Frieri, scoreless inning in his Pirates debut. Chris Stewart will lead things off, then Travis Snyder will pinch hit for Frieri.
And I was going to bring this up before this shot, Greg, earlier. I think you got to go black shoes with the throwback uniforms.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
It just doesn't look right unless you're wearing black shoes. Preferably the old black Wilsons.
Stewart a fly ball to center field. Lagares will make the catch, 1 down. And 11 straight Pirates have been set down since Neil Walker's RBI single in the 5th. Henry Mejia will now face Travis Snyder. Snyder bats for Frieri.
We need a base runner. Anyway.
Third baseman playing way back. And he'll make the play. Campbell. 2 outs. Buccos down to their final out. Gregory Polanco will come to the plate now against Mejia. Remember, it was Mejia who was on the mound in the 10th inning last night with Josh Harrison at second when Polanco hit the comebacker. And Mejia ran toward Harrison, and that's when that incredible rundown occurred. Polanco 0 for 4. Jonathan Neese would improve to 5-4. Came in with the 8th lowest ERA in the National League. Gave up 3 runs in 6 innings this afternoon. Garrett Cole's on the hook. He returned after a 2.5-week stint on the DL. Went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits with 3 walks. He would fall to 6-4. One and one on Polanco. Now down to their final strike. To third, the pickup by Campbell, the throw, and he gets Polanco. Final 13 Pirates were retired by Jonathan Neese, Jeurys Familia, and Henry Mejia, who earns the save as Neese improves to 5-4.
Yeah, the Pirates tried to to battle back, but the 5-run, I mean, it's a big hole to have to climb out of. I think that they had a shot perhaps in that 4th inning. There was an opportunity to get more runs out of it than just 2, but just couldn't climb the hill. But great job by Stolmy. I think that's what you got to take out of this one.
So the Buccos will look to take the series tomorrow. Terry Collins' club wins it 5-3 as Mejia earns his 8th save, and Neese does indeed improve to 5-4. Cole drops to 6-4. Buccos win the first 2. The Mets win today. A lot more coming your way. We'll go out, as we said earlier, to Dan Potash.